everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today we are going to be doing a 2-page layout and using this mixed media paper from Vicki Boutin and then 2 Amy Tangerine papers better together, and then this one here I just grabbed a cut apart out of there, and that's Oh Happy Life. So we will be using those. I just love this Vicki Boutin paper. You know, the mixed media is done already for you, and let me tell you, it is the most luxurious paper I have ever felt, ever had. It's very soft, very thick. I love the bright mixed media look to all the papers. I think you get 36 sheets. I think there's 12 different designs, so you get 3 of each. I got that pad from Scrapbook.com about a month ago, I think now. And then these 2 Amy Tangerine paper pads I got at Tuesday morning, and that was probably close to 3-4 weeks ago at this point. There are some haul videos up from that trip that I took to Tuesday morning. So this paper here I got out of that first paper pad, and I just liked the pink. I went off the background to choose like the accenting papers, so I chose, you know, pinks and yellows and oranges. This one here, I wanted to do a strip across behind the picture there, and so instead of doing it like straight lines, what I did is I decided to fussy cut out the hexagons. I just thought it gave it kind of a cool, different feel, different look to it. And to be honest, the hexagons weren't like perfectly straight lines or anything, so I didn't really cut right on. I just kind of, you know, did my best, and I just love the look of that. And because I have the hexagon papers there, I do have a hexagon punch, so I end up punching out a couple of hexagons from that background paper that the picture's on, and use those kind of for some embellishment. So there I go, cutting some of those out. I'm not sure what size that picture is. It's one that we purchased from the Hard Rock Cafe in Gatlinburg. This is my last 2 pages for my Gatlinburg trip, my album. I have an album for myself, and then each boy have their own album. And so I'll be scrapbooking, you know, that trip for each of the kids as well. But this is the last page for my album. And so I just, you know, the pictures were kind of, we purchased another one from the aquarium, and they were just kind of in a drawer or, you know, just not displayed anywhere. So I figured what better way to kind of use them, display them, than scrapbooking them. So I really love, you know, how they look. The aquarium one, I don't think there's a process video, but I will be sharing it in my layout share coming up. And I did actually, for that one too, I used the Vicki Boutin background paper. So really fun using that new paper. I love doing mixed media myself, but you know, sometimes either you don't have time or whatnot, and this just makes it so much easier. So this cut apart here comes from that second Amy Tangerine paper pad, and on the back of the paper pads, she actually has a couple of scrapbook layouts that have already been completed, and on one of those, they had actually fussy cut this saying here, and let the good times roll, which was super appropriate for this picture being at the Hard Rock Cafe. And so I kind of just used that, and I fussy cut the saying out kind of for my title. And I did prop the title up on foam stickers because I knew I wanted, for that cluster, kind of wanted to layer and use some embellishments kind of behind the title. So this paper here, honestly, when I bought the paper pad, I never in a million years would have thought I would have used this paper. But the cassettes, the cassettes are just, again, I thought they were appropriate for this layout, being Hard Rock Cafe, and, you know, they're known for music and whatnot. So I just thought that was a super cute addition. When I first started the layout, I don't have stickers or anything for this collection. So it's just fun to use, what you have paper-wise and kind of fussy cut and make your own embellishments. I found that I've been doing that more and more lately. So it just, broadens, I guess, what you can do. You're not just kind of limited by, what you have. You can just, use what you have and come up with new things. And so that's what I did with the cassettes. And that blue strip at the top there under the hexagon was just the bottom part of the cut apart. And so I just wanted to use that, bring some of that blue into it. And then I just fussy cut these cassettes and just used them, layered them on top of the, with the embellishment clusters. The next two I'm going to put right there, the top left of the picture. And that way, you get that triangle feel with the embellishment clusters. And so I just really enjoyed making this layout. Sometimes I make layouts and it's kind of like, I like it, but it's not my favorite. But when I got done making this one, I honestly went into the house from the she shed and told my husband, I love this layout. This is so fun. It's bright. It's, girly. It was just really fun to do. And I was really pleased with the way it turned out. So now I am using some enamel shapes from Dear Lizzie and just accenting all three clusters with those. The pack that I have, I think it's from the She's Magic collection. The colors just went well. There was yellows, pinks. I think I don't know if it was on the first page or the second page, but there's like some navy, some blue. So I brought that blue in as well. And so for the second page, I knew I wanted to incorporate the same colors. And so in the paper pad, there was this yellow polka dotted paper. So I thought that was perfect. And then this strip that you see here that I'm placing is actually the bottom of the hexagon paper. Once I cut it off, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like I need to use that and incorporate that. So it's kind of like a border at the top. I just put it, at the top. And like I said, I don't think the width is even the same all the way across, but that's just the way it cut, the way the hexagons were on the paper. And so I just really wanted to incorporate, some more hexagons on that page as well. Which is why, I don't always carry, I guess, like the stripes or the strips of paper all the way across the 2-page layout. Sometimes I use the same colors, the same papers, but not necessarily, carry something across. But with this one, I really did like how the hexagons turned out. So I do end up cutting another strip the same width, and carrying that over onto the second page. Here, I just kind of needed to figure out how I wanted to, lay the pictures on the paper. And I kind of decided to, keep it kind of simple there. The 2 at the top and then the 1 horizontal picture at the bottom. And there's the strip that I was telling you about. And I just like, I like hexagons, and that way I could incorporate, some more of the hexagon feel on the second page as well, some more of the punches that I had cut out. And so I liked how that looked, so I brought that across, and then I'm going to back the bottom picture with the same paper that I backed the picture on the left-hand side. But as you're going to see, I don't have enough of that to do the 2 top pictures. There is a second sheet in the paper pad, but I don't always like to use up all that paper. I don't know. I like to kind of save it in case there's something else, another project, another layout that I want that paper for. So what you'll see, I go through the paper pad again and try to find kind of another paper to back the pictures on that have that same color scheme. And the one that I end up choosing, I think I just passed it. It has the pink, but it also has that blue. And as you can see on the left-hand side, I brought that blue strip to the top right, and then some of the cassettes are kind of like a bluish purple as well. So I wanted to incorporate that on the second page, and so that's the paper that I choose right there. And I just backed the pictures with those. You can't really see much of the blue. It kind of just peeks out. You know, the pictures obviously take up most of it. But then what I do, I end up cutting out from one of the scraps some more hexagons. And so I incorporate it that way as well. And there I am with the T-square. If you've seen some of my other ones, sometimes I go kind of overboard with it. But I just really wanted to make sure that, you know, the pictures were on there straight. And this one, I guess I did leave a gap in between. A lot lately, in between those two pictures, a lot lately I have kind of just been connecting the two pictures in the middle, so there's none of the background paper showing through the pictures. I guess it's just kind of, I don't have a reason why. I guess it's just kind of the way I feel that day. And then I did kind of mess around with the layout options. So you can see me kind of moving it around, trying to figure out, you know, I knew I wanted to incorporate the hexagons, so just kind of figuring out where they would look best in regards to the first page layout as well. And then I found on the cut apart sheet this little square as well. It says "It's a Beautiful Life," and so I just wanted to use that, and it kind of blended in with the background actually, with it just being kind of white. So what I end up doing is I do back that with the same paper as the photo on the left is backed in. It just kind of makes it pop a little bit more, I think. So now I'm just, you know, fussy cutting the rest of the cassettes and of that. I actually think, so I cut off one of the strips of the cassettes all the way across the paper, and then I think I go back and I actually use two more. So, like I said, I never thought in a million years I would use that paper, but it just turned out really cute, and I'm really happy that, you know, I fussy cut them all for my embellishment clusters. So I decided just to keep everything kind of centered in regards to the pictures, and you can see me counting the hexagons, just kind of make sure that for the most part it's centered in the middle of the page. And then I placed that one, and I believe that little "It's a Beautiful Life" square cut apart, I think I used, oh no, I thought I used foam dots for that one, but I guess not. And then I just accented that little cluster with another cassette, and then it's kind of trying to figure out where I wanted to put the hexagons that I had punched out, and I decide on that top right is where I want to use them. So I do one of each of the background papers that I backed the pictures on, and kind of make a cluster there at the top, and that just the plain pink stripe paper, I really had to figure out how to cut it and kind of get it behind the picture. I thought about kind of flipping it over to the back side where it's just white and kind of drawing a line like where I needed to cut, but then I didn't know if I flipped it back over, if, you know, it would line up correctly or not. So what I end up doing is taping the one edge and then laying it down, and I just kind of use my scissors and make and cut the rest off, and then I just end up tucking it under the picture there. It was a little harder than I expected. I guess I gotta have the tape kind of far to the edge on that picture there, but I was able to get that off and then trim off the excess over the page, and then I, you know, add the cassette back to that cluster. And then I think once I do that, I think I do one more embellishment cluster again to kind of make that triangle look. So I had to cut, like I said before, I had to use two more cassettes there to finish off the clusters, and then I just kind of layer them. I think I put two, I don't have it right in front of me, sorry. I think I put two at the top, and then as you'll see, I put, I think just one, I'm trying to look real quick, sorry. I think I just put one to the bottom left, or like the middle. Yeah, I do two at the top, and then one kind of in the middle to the bottom of that top picture. and finish it off just with those enamel shapes by Dear Lizzie. You know, I just put a couple or one or two on each of the clusters, and then that actually finishes it off. There will be close-ups at the end for you to see it a little better. But I appreciate everybody watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love if you would do so. And then if you could like and comment on my videos, that helps me out as well. And I just appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you.